Yo, what up? It's your boy. Episode 8
Yeah.
of Paddy Does a One Bro with Laura and Violet.
Yes.
Dead Mind Room Part 3 Stardust Crusaders. We're going to go back to the Nexus because we've got some stuff to do. This is a, what's the word I'm looking for? Housekeeping episode.
Okay.
So we've got to go talk to someone. We've got to buy some
I think
stuff.
that's 2 words.
And housekeeping's one word.
Is it?
Yeah.
No.
We've got to go all the way to the top of the Nexus to go
Okay.
speak to the Monumental.
Yeah.
We've got to speak to...
Sorry.
Are you okay there?
It's cold. It's cold.
I'm going to speak to the blacksmith. There we go, see? We've got cutscene, Laura. Look
Cutscene.
at this thing. Basically, I can now go to the other places.
Okay.
It's the Maiden in Black. Do you recognise that outfit now?
The Monumental awaits.
Because that's the picture of you on the start of the picture.
She looks like a character out of Nier, though.
Yeah, I'll give you that. Yep. Alright, that's fair. So you got to go all these stairs. All these stairs. It's quite a big place.
Yeah.
And then in there's even more stairs. And more.
The Monumental will explain the Nexus to thee.
Really, what they're hoping is that you'll fall off the stairs.
People do. In fact, one of the ways to get yourself killed if you need to be in soul form is just to go up the top and just jump off. There's quite a lot of bloodstains in here. I am offline now, annoyingly, but there's quite a lot of bloodstains on the floor. And people are like, nope, need to die. Can I upgrade anything? No, I don't want to upgrade anything just yet. I want to get my items first. What can I buy? I can buy Crescent Moongrass, which is the
I think
weakest
there
one.
would be an easier way of companies to have service of games so they'd last longer now.
No interest, I can tell. You're not gonna...
You know, with all this e-cloud and whatever else is going
The
on.
what? Give me that one more time.
E-cloud?
The E-Cloud?
Yeah.
Just the cloud?
No.
Right, I'm going to try and demonstrate the duplication trick.
Ugh.
So I'm going to talk to this man.
Right.
Okay, I'm going to try and buy an item.
Yeah.
It says, do you want to buy this? And then walk away. Cancel it. And then you want to use the Nexial Binding, which is the thing I've put on which allows you to return. And press start to quit that. Then speak to him.
Stockpiled when this my wife, but I would be happy.
So deposit item, Crescent Moongrass, and then
Rest
quit out.
assured,
There you go.
your goods are
Boom.
safe and sound with me.
And now,
Best of
when I talk to him, I've got 1,000 of them.
Okay.
So yeah, I have 1,000 grass now.
Still wouldn't know how someone would come up with that as a thing.
People are weird. So I feel I'm okay doing that because that's the weakest possible healing item that I
Yeah.
have. That's the weakest one. I can't buy fire bombs yet, so I'm not going to dupe any of them, and I can't buy terps yet, so I'm not going to dupe any of that. Only going to dupe things I can buy. I think that's a fair compromise, right?
Yeah.
I'm basically cutting out grinding. As soon as I'm allowed to buy, what's it called? Upgrade stones. You know I'm upgrading. I'm buying upgrade stones, right?
Yeah.
Right. So now I've done that. Time to go and go see a monumental upstairs. You may notice. Oh, actually, hang on. Here we go. Because I'm a human.
Yeah.
Because I got my humanity back. Now when I run on this, it makes a noise and footsteps. When you're a soul form, nothing happens. We've got the volume turned down. It is making a noise, I promise.
Okay.
Right. It's not coronas.
Do you know what you do now?
Upstairs.
No.
No?
Question.
Oh, yeah. Question is from Second Pete.
Mr. Lawson.
Okay, here's a long question for while I'm doing all this then. How's the birth? Unless that's far too personal. I have horror stories of 2-day labour from my son's birth and seeing what should never be seen when my wife had a C-section for our daughter's birth. Laura, I'll let you field this one.
I'm okay talking about it. I mean, I think having spoken to some women about what happened with me, and having experienced some of the stuff without anybody telling me. You know, you hear things. Oh, everyone knows. Oh, well, you give birth, you poop yourself. Did you know babies can poop themselves inside you? No one ever mentions that. And now that I've sort of started talking to ladies about that, a lot of them say, oh yeah, baby pooped himself. But they just don't talk about it. And it's gross, by the way.
It is minging, isn't it?
I mean, I was hoping, or we were kind of expecting her maybe to come early, because I came a month early. So we dashed around and prepped and got the house all ready and her room ready. And nothing happened. Okay, cool. Well, maybe she's going to be on time. So we waited. And I'm on maternity leave by this point. So hence why there's a lot of Dragon Quest Builders that's been played.
You played so much Dragon Quest Builders, Laura.
And waited. And the due date came. And the due date went. And then a week later, I was seeing the midwife. And they're like, yeah. Well, you've got a bit longer, and if not, we'll have to induce. So, like, we'll give you a sweep. Now, I'm not going to explain that, but you can look it up.
It wasn't good, was it?
You can look it up. It is very, very uncomfortable, but you can look it up.
Welcome to the last episode of Paddy's a One Rope, because nobody's ever going to listen ever again after this.
Nothing much happened. So the midwife came around and gave me another one. Great. Nothing much happened. A couple of days later, we went into hospital to be induced.
I'm going to set this tutorial, this plot thing going off, but feel
Okay.
free. People have seen this.
Awaited you,
And you
slayer
go
of
in.
demons. I am one of the
And
monumentals.
you kind of get yourself settled,
We
and then they
preserve the
come
fabric.
and they give
If there is
you.
something,
I
once,
got
We too, a skirt
pill induction first,
in the
which
distant
you
past,
don't take through your mouth.
under a
Nope.
benevolent rule.
And I got another sweep. So that was nice.
It's 3.
And then that evening, Paddy had to go home, so I'm in hospital
Because they don't
by
let you stay.
myself.
They don't let you stay, do they?
I understand. It's very understandable.
Across the land
Um,
seemed a colourless
You
deep
know,
fog.
there's women in a
And the world
vulnerable
is
state
extinction.
on the ward, and
And
having
hand
strange
of
men
humans.
wandering around is not necessarily nice.
Thanks.
And I'm a strange man.
We were able to
and,
lull
you
the
know,
old one,
Not everyone's a nice person, so
Yet
I
only
understand why
after
the blokes
the
get
loss
sent home.
of innumerable
But
souls.
unfortunately, because it was that
half
time
the
of year,
world
on the radio that was playing, they had Christmas
erased
songs playing all
by fog.
day. And
Huh.
the moment
Ordered
Patrick
men
left,
of fabric.
It'll be lonely as Christmas.
yes, I nearly fell apart. It was awful.
With six
So I didn't
precious
sleep much that
march
night
stones.
because hospital beds are uncomfortable and you could hear everything going on. And
Small,
there's other
intelligent
ladies
lad.
that are starting to go into labour.
One
And by about
king
3 o'clock
of
that
the burrowers
the next morning,
underground.
everybody else in the ward had left.
Yep.
It was just me.
Yep.
The wise queen.
And the nurses came over and they're
Ivory
like,
tower.
okay, cool. Do the next bit.
One
So I got some
lost and
gel
ill-fortuned soul.
that you don't take through your mouth. And another sweep.
One to the shame.
And then Paddy turned up about 9 o'clock.
And the
And
last, the
they
great giants
came in and
of
said
the
that they had to
Northern
stop the inductions. The
Mhm.
labour
The archstones
ward was full,
were
and obviously they
placed
don't want to
at
make you have a baby
across
when
the
they've got
earth.
nowhere to put you. Fair enough,
We contained the
understandable,
old
but
one
we then
inside
spent
this
most of
next
the day
and banned the soul
doing
out.
nothing much. Unfortunately,
Finally,
some of the people
they
on our
became
labour ward weren't
monumentals.
very pleasant
Half-living
people.
sentinels.
They were
Um,
they were
fabric of
scumbags.
reality.
So we sat there with our curtains drawn,
All day.
reading some books.
Glad
All
Not
day.
really
of
doing
the
much.
monumentals
Played a lot of Spelunky.
perished.
We then, midwives came in, shift changed that evening, and went, "You're still here?"
Yeah,
Yeah,
that was a good one.
yeah, thanks. And I got another pill and another sweep.
Now it is
And
yet,
then
if
Paddy
not,
went
have
home.
you the strength? Yes, now. The
So
old one.
probably
without
about
demons to
2 o'clock then. Well, I started having a few contractions. Only little ones. Only once every 10-15 minutes or so. Midwife said, not good enough.
You need 4 every 10 minutes, don't you?
4 every 10 minutes.
You were on
Great.
1. Like that.
So Paddy went home, and I stayed there, you know, every once in a while, having to grit my teeth and be annoyed because I'm getting odd contractions.
You can't really sleep, can you?
I mean, no, you can't really sleep when that's happening. So, And then probably about 2 o'clock the next morning, I had to get up and throw up quite violently. And my plug fell out. You can look that one up as well.
People are never going to listen to this ever again, Laura.
In which case the midwife's come in because I'm like, can I have some painkillers because this sucks, please? I got literally some paracetamol.
It's all you're allowed, wasn't it?
That's all you're allowed.
There's some shinies.
And they're like, okay, well, you know, things are happening now. Do you want to call your husband in? We've got a space on the ward, and we'll move you over. So I get moved over. And they're like, cool, we're going to break your waters, which is also uncomfortable.
I wouldn't say any part of this was comfortable.
No, this is it's comfortable. Basically, it's like a crochet hook. You know, forcibly doing what nature normally does, try and get things going. At which point I
Sorry, everyone, for listening. Oh, no!
At which point, I'm like, yep, think I need to go to the bathroom. Think I've made a mess. And they're like, nope, that's not you, that's baby. Because babies can poop. I'm like, So not only are they having to keep an eye on me, they're now having to keep an eye on baby to make sure that baby doesn't make herself sick. Because she's now floating around in poop.
Yeah, that's a good time.
So they give me a drip to try and get me going even further. And the nurse is putting the drip in, and Paddy's not looking, but having a chat about how he doesn't do well with needles.
Nope.
And the midwife goes, I've dribbled a bit. And then I see him out the corner of my eye, twitch, and stop moving.
Yeah.
Because Paddy passed out.
Yeah, you were having the needles and I'm the one that went.
So Paddy, the midwife has to get up, go over to Paddy, who is a lovely shade of white, and wake him up. And she was finding this very amusing. And he's like, oh no, I can't believe I've done that. She comes back to continue with me. I look over and like, Paddy, are you okay? And he goes, and goes again.
Yeah, I did
go again. At this point,
again.
He's not even white anymore. He's yellow. And the midwife is in hysterics because she was has to wetting get up
herself.
Again.
She thought it was really
go
funny.
And help him again. You know.
Not my finest hour.
It's all about Paddy.
It was.
So I'm on this drip for a bit, and again that's uncomfortable because I've got drip and I've got monitors and God knows what now plugged into me.
You come back. I need you.
Hello again.
They then, because I'm like, oh, you know, it's getting a bit painful. Can I get some more painkillers? At this point, because everyone's like, oh yeah, the gas is really nice. You should get some of the gas. And I'm like, oh, look forward to this gas thing. Everyone says it's really nice. Nope, straight onto the epidural.
Yeah.
At which point I send Patrick out of the room because if a little needle's bad, a big needle for epidural isn't going to go so well.
Yeah, I'll die.
By this point, most of the people that were working on the ward, so the anaesthetist that was coming in to do my epidural and some more of the midwives, had all heard about Patrick's fainting fit. So
I haven't got anything left to do here, but were you going to finish your story? Because I'm just going to stand around while you finish.
Yeah.
And do this.
So I get epiduraled up, and it's still not going well. So it's about midday at this point. Midwife comes in like, right, we'll just check baby's position. Again, not comfortable. And she goes, that's not right. At which point I knew what she was going to say. She's like, right, someone get the ultrasound. Right, baby's turned from a lovely head down position to a lovely feet first position. She's turned breech. So they say, well, we could do this and we could do that, but we suggest, knew what the word was coming, C-section.
You didn't care. You were like, yeah.
At this point,
said, yeah. You didn't even think about it.
I've been into hospital for about 3 days. They're already worried about baby. I'm not going any faster. So it's like, yep, let's do this. It's best for baby, therefore let's just get it done. You went out to go tell the parents. And when you returned, you were sobbing like a baby.
Yeah, I wasn't okay.
And I had to give you a hug to make you feel better.
Yeah, you lying there with stuff plugged in. I'm the one that needed moral assurance.
And then we had to wait a bit for the theatre to open up because there was someone in there.
Who turns out we knew.
It turns out we a friend of a friend that we know. And then we went in for surgery, and it was incredibly quick and easy. You know, we were in there for about 15 minutes. You know, they gave me a much stronger epidural. You know, and the guy, the anaesthetist was all like, "Can you feel me poking you?" And I'm like, "Yeah, I feel you give me a bit of a poke." He's like, "I'm not poking. I'm really pinching as hard as I can pinch."
He was really going for it. I watched him.
I'm like, "No, I can't really." And they were all absolutely lovely. They're having a right old chat.
Nice. If I
You know, we were talking to everyone. Everyone
Ripping Seven Say to share at me the whole
knew
time
that
as well.
Patrick had passed out, so they were offering to, if he went again, take some pictures. They had a chair for him instead of him, you know, being able to see everything. And then the anaesthetist turned around and sort of like, "Oh, you do know they've started?" And I'm like, "Oh, I thought they were just cleaning me up." And then within 10 or so minutes, we hear baby. And they come put baby on my chest. And Patrick looked like he was going to cry again.
Yeah.
And the one of the midwives was incredibly nice and was taking pictures of everything for us. And within about 20 minutes or so, they cleaned me up and sewed me up and sent Patrick out, and they were passing the baby quite happily around the room.
Yeah. Hey, look at this.
And then they wheeled us out so baby get her first feed. And then we ended up going back towards the room. And I said to Paddy, I'm like, right, you got to tell parents, because we knew that his parents had come down when he called them. He got a bit upset down the phone, so they obviously panicked and came down to the hospital. And one set of parents obviously let the other set of parents know, so both were at the hospital. So I said, "Look, you got to let the parents know." At that exact moment, I look down the corridor and I see the back of Paddy's dad's head, and I'm like, "Shit! None of this. Oh, I can wait till I'm feeling a bit better, or I might be able to brush my hair, because I've been in hospital for 3 days now without a wash or a." You know, pretty much anything. It's great. I'm seeing the parent, and the nurse is like, no, I can send them away. It's like, no, if one's seen the grandchild, they're all going to have to.
Yeah. They all want a piece.
So they all came up. They were very good. They only staying for a tiny bit just to say hi to the baby and check on me, and then they left. But after a few hours, probably about 5 or 6, we ended up being put back on the ward. Now I still can't move at this point. You know, I've got a catheter. I can't feel my legs. You know, they've got a machine that's basically massaging my legs to make sure I don't get blood clots, and I've got heart monitors.
Yep.
God knows what plugged in.
And then what did that happen, Laura? They sent me him.
Paddy goes home. So I've got a baby next to me who's crying, and at one point she throws up over herself, and I can't help her properly because I can't get out of bed. I'm having to try and keep calling the nurse. We were having a bit of difficulty feeding. The heart monitor, because I'd thrown up the day before, I'd lost a load of blood sugar, so the heart monitor kept going off because my heart rate was low. So that very, very, very exhausting night. So by the next morning when Paddy showed up, I'm like, "Here's baby. I need like half an hour."
I didn't even look at you.
I just need help. Yeah, you came in. You're like, "There's my girl."
Yeah.
I went straight to the baby.
Yeah.
And not even a hi, Laura. And we sat around for the day. You know, I got checked over, and was able to walk again fairly quickly, and they checked all my bits and pieces.
Yeah.
And
it was late that night when they let us go, wasn't it?
yeah, when we go. So
Yeah, you. Hello.
she was a bit of a problem getting her out, shall we say. She was quite comfy where she was. But since she's been out, we're good. So Pelly's telling me to wrap up now because obviously he's bored.
It's been like 20 minutes, Laura. I want to go fight again.
Well, someone asked the question.
They did. Thank you, Second Pete. And I think that'll do it for this episode. So that's the story. It was
if I've creeped you out, I'm sorry.
roughly, and sorry if you're never listening again.
But it's not this kind of magical thing that they show on TV.
Yeah,
so.
it actually is a bit more like. Yeah. Christ, sorry, it's not Coronas. Thank you everyone for watching. This has been fun. Walking around. I've had one moral death in this episode of doing the Crescent Moongrass, duplicating that. I did pick up the item that makes you a human.
Okay.
I have one of them. I'm very tempted to dupe it because it is rare. You
But
don't
can
get
you
them
buy
very-
it?
Not yet.
Well, then you can't.
Yeah, I need to go find all the merchants, don't I?
Yes.
The sooner I find the merchants, the sooner I'll be powerful. Wow, you've been talking and my voice is gone. Thanks everyone for watching. Thank you, Laura, for the story.
Okay.
Thank you, Pete, for the question. Thank you, Violet, for being here. She's fine.
She's fine.
And we'll see you on the next one. Bye.
Bye.